The WNBA season is off to a start. Let's dig into it.
Yeah, we're going to talk all kinds of WNBA storylines, what we're looking forward to most, and which team we as new WNBA fans are going to bandwagon this year. All that and more. But first, make sure you comment what WNBA team you are going to be following this season, and make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to want to be subscribed to this channel. I know we're going to drop a video each, one going over completely everything you need to know about the Western Conference, the other going what you need to know about the Eastern Conference. But we just wanted to have a video today really to just go over the league as a whole, just storylines that we're excited about on the surface, and then talk about our own teams and why we decided to pick these teams to ride with the rest of this WNBA season.
Yeah, should we start with storylines, or should we just reveal which teams are going to be our teams this year? It's a crucial point in your life where you pick your favorite squad for any sport. And I mean, NFL, NBA was kind of like it's handed down to us a little bit from our parents, and we get to step into this league brand new and choose whatever team we want.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crucial time in every man's life when they must decide which WNBA team are they going to ride or die for. And please note, I will reserve the right to just bandwagon Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to do that right now, but I will always keep that in my back pocket. When in doubt, just bandwagon Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, if our teams start to fail, we have the right to switch to a Fever fan, buy some Caitlin Clark jerseys. Like, that's on the table for at least 2 seasons.
I mean, you've got to appreciate greatness, right?
All right, so drum roll, please. What is your favorite team?
So, my favorite team, I would like to announce right now.
With the first pick in the Deep Dig draft.
The Las Vegas Aces. If you are going to bandwagon any team, why not the greatest team in the league? The Las Vegas Aces coming off back-to-back championships. They are looking to three-peat, and as of right now, they are the favorite by far to win this championship, which is insane. They have Aja Wilson, they have Kelsey Plum, they've got great coaching. They are just a well-built team, and they are ready to move forward. And how insane is it that this is happening at a time where this league has so much talent? This league is probably too talented for what most people are saying, and that's why this league needs to expand. Next year, they're getting a team. The year after that, they're getting another team. So you can't say this is hollow championships like the old UConn championships where they just had a super team and were playing a bunch of understaffed teams. This is a team in the Las Vegas Aces that is playing quality championship contenders year in and year out and beating them.
A solid choice. I mean, everyone's kind of looking at them to be the champs again. But I'm feeling like, Kevin Durant right now, because my team choice, they lost in the finals to the Aces. They need, me to come in as a superstar and take them to that next level with my fandom. They have the three-point shooter who challenged Steph Curry, gave him a run for his money in the three-point challenge, an MVP level veteran. I'm going with the New York Liberty with Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. Ionescu. And I'm going to get that down by the end of the season. But yeah, I just love their uniforms, love the New York of it all. I love this squad, how they're built right now. And I think they do have a chance to go back and maybe beat the Aces. I think they're really relying on just another year of chemistry with Breanna Stewart in that squad. Hopefully Sabrina just keeps up the three-point shooting, just keep launching it, let's run up the score. So feeling good about my choice. I know we chose 2 of the heavy hitters in the league as our squads, but we got, one East Coast, one West Coast, and we'll be covering things throughout with the other teams, but those will be our main focuses.
And wouldn't you want us to cover the heavy hitters of this league? I don't know. You don't want the bottom feeders. You want to make sure that, hey, you're covering the top talent. You want to make sure that, hey, we're getting the best of the best from the WNBA, and that's what we're here for, you know?
Yeah, so some storylines around the league. Obviously, should we just talk about Caitlin Clark? The main reason a lot of people are coming back, despite what the WNBA veterans are telling you.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and hop into it. She was the number 1 overall pick in this year's WNBA draft. She is going to the Indiana Fever, and it's so crazy. If you look up WNBA merch just from the WNBA official website itself, like a good portion of the front number 1 page is just Caitlin Clark merch. So they are really understanding where their bread is going to be buttered this season. Uh, I believe the first game tomorrow, or the first game Tuesday, whenever you watch this, the first game will be aired on Disney Plus, which is unheard of. They just want to make Caitlin Clark as visible as possible. And realistically, with this Indiana Fever team, their style of play really fits what Caitlin Clark does. I really like that they're running the high pick and roll so far. It's her and Aaliyah Boston, and I think that duo is really going to uh, maneuver a couple of different ways and really make it difficult for teams to stop it. But I think the rest of the team needs to try to come together and figure out, hey, what are we really going to do? How are we going to fit into? So I think it'll take a little bit of time to mesh as we see throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, Indiana Fever, they're selling out tickets like crazy. The teams that they are going to visit are trying to find bigger venues to fit all these people. Right now, about $150 to go see them at Las Vegas. You have over $200 for a ticket to see them at the Dream, and there's another big one at Chicago Sky, over $200 for a ticket, and at Mystics, over $200 for a ticket.
And the LA Sparks just announced that they are moving that game with the Indiana Fever from Long Beach to LA itself. So, I mean, you're seeing people start to scramble and like, hey, how can we make this as unifying as possible, but also cash out as much as possible and make this as lucrative as possible? And I know one thing that they brought up with Caitlin Clark was like, hey, how do you feel about flying commercial? Like, then that's just a thing that I know WNBA players have complained about for a long time. But now when you're having players such as Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese step in here that already have a fan base built in, and now you're kind of moving them to the forefront, but now you still have them flying commercial, it's going to be a little bit weird, a little bit strange, but they're going to have to make it work.
Yeah, and I like that you brought up the other rookies in this, because I think it's not just Caitlin Clark. Like, yes, she's the big name. Everyone's going to be trying to watch her. But I think a lot of fans are coming in because of this crop of talent joining the WNBA. Cameron Brink, Cardoso, and Angel Reese. Nika Mule is getting a lot of buzz for making the roster over there in Seattle. So I think just this year and the next like 2 or 3 years is going to bring in names that people actually have been following for a while and have built up a little bit of a brand with this new where the college rules where they can make money off their name. So I think that's also helped the league grow, and it's helping fans like ease their way into the WNBA by following players that they love.
Yeah, and this is where I think the WNBA has a little bit of advantage to the NBA, where NBA, you're one and done. Hey, you go, you check out, and then you get your money. With the WNBA, you're seeing them stay 4 years, and you're growing with this team. You're growing with these players. You understand what they're doing. You've built up like the storylines, and you're continuing to carry it over. Where the WNBA fails is they don't have enough roster spots for this young talent. And so that's why you're seeing the expansion. And just to kind of bring up expansion, they've already announced 2 teams that are coming on to the WNBA in the next 2 years. And I know they have more to come. The first team in 2025 is going to be the Golden State organization. They're going to be moving to San Francisco. I'm excited about that as someone who is all about Bay Area sports. But how do you feel about it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's going to be interesting to see where they put them exactly in the Bay. I mean, would love for them to be in Oakland.
I would love it.
Or bring back a Roracle over there, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in the Warriors facility for a bit or something like that, right? Have you seen
I'm
that?
not too sure on the details of it. I just know that they're coming next year, and people are excited about it. I have no idea what they're going to end up naming it, where they're going to play at. I would hope that it's Oakland. I know Oakland was pushing to get it, but I mean, we know that sports teams hate Oakland in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do it.
Yeah, it's a good time for Bay Area sports too because they just got the women's football club. Now you're getting in the WNBA. The A's are falling apart, so
Ugh, that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
And
It's
then
an interesting time.
next year, the year following in 2026, is just signed off that Toronto will be getting a WNBA squad, which is really exciting. It makes it, again, international. We've seen the success with the Toronto Raptors. Me personally, I would have liked it to stay within the U.S. borders. Why make it harder for these players? But I understand, hey, we've gotten more notoriety. We've gotten a lot of different people that want to see WNBA. Why not expand these borders now? Let's get as many fans involved as possible. We know that Toronto is actually a really good sports town.
Yeah, when you think of the logistics of it, you start to be like, maybe we just put them somewhere where it's easier to fly to, players to get traded to. But when you think of the fan bases, obviously the Raptors fans are diehard. You can basically corner all of the Canada fans coming into that team. And
Yeah.
so I think it makes sense to build up more fans and get more people in the seats. So I think it's a bigger play than just expanding right here. I think it's expansion for the future.
Yep. And again, the difference between the WNBA and the NBA is so similarities. They play basketball. Duh. Similarity. Hey, they're broken up into an Eastern Conference of 6 teams, a Western Conference of 6 teams. So it doesn't surprise me that they have the Golden State squad getting spun up next year. The year after that, they have a Toronto squad, so it'll be evened out again. Differences. The playoff picture is completely different. Instead of it being based off of your conference, it is based off of just the top 8 teams, which personally I like a little bit more just because you're seeing the best squads. When you have a conference that has a down year, you can really fill up with that other conference. I like that. I like the most deserving teams being guaranteed playoff spots. And then you start to break it down once you get tiebreakers. Then conference play starts to come into it. Then most points scored, things like that.
Yeah, I just saw the update. The Golden State WNBA team will be in Oakland and play at Chase Center in San Francisco. So,
oof. Oh, I love it. All right. Last year's 8 teams that made it into the playoffs were the Las Vegas Aces, the Chicago Sky, Dallas Wings, Atlanta Dream, New York Liberty, Washington Mystics, Connecticut Sun, and Minnesota Lynx. So we will be sure to keep an eye on that. I just know personally one of the bigger stories is the Seattle Storm. Feel really good about their squad. A lot of pieces coming back. Do you have a little bit more detail on that?
Well, I know Nika Mule. I loved what she did in the tournament, and everyone was thinking, it's the WNBA. Not everyone makes it on the roster, and she even thought, she was telling Gino Auriemma, yeah, if they keep me, I'm probably gonna get cut. And he's like, nah, they're gonna keep you. So they actually traded away a player to the Mystics, opened up a spot, and she's going to make the squad. I think she brings so much to the table. I think passing wise, just making the gritty plays. And I think Seattle has a good chance. They're pretty deep. That's why it was tough for her to make the roster.
Skylar Diggins-Smith is coming back after a year off, or a couple years off. One of those two, but she's coming back in. And I know the Seattle Storm are really pushing. They're like, hey, this is not the same Storm. This is a new Storm's coming. So that's going to be one of the things to look out for. Can this Storm team really make a rebound and make a big, deep playoff push? Last story, So the Chicago Sky have two of the premier rookies. They made a trade with the LA Sparks to get that 8th spot. One of the players that the Los Angeles Sparks traded for in this trade. So it was for Almanda, another player, and then a 3rd round pick, Alan Mand. Alan Mand is going to be sitting out this year due to personal reasons, which comes as a big blow to the Sparks as they were really looking forward to it. It seems like they were really excited. That's why they pulled the trigger on this trade rather than keeping that 8th spot in this year's draft. So that's just something to watch out for. How are the Sparks going to be able to rebuild this roster spot and make sure that, hey, we have the best team on the floor? Now they just have an open spot on their roster, which final cuts were just made yesterday.
Yeah, and the Sky are going to be an interesting team too, because I think they're kind of caught in that middle ground. They lost Kalia Copper, who was their best player last year. They don't have their own draft pick, but they do have the Mercury's draft pick, and they're really hoping for a Mercury fall off this year because you got Paige Beckers coming in this draft. You got Kiki Irfan. You got all kinds of talent coming in. So I think they're not really tanking, but I don't think they're ready to, try to compete for that title. And they're going to be looking to add another piece and kind of fill out that core 3 with Cardoso, Angel Reese, and bring in potentially a scorer for the squad. So imagine like Paige Beckers or Kiki on that squad with these guys for the next 4 or 5 years. So they could be building something special out there.
All right. Any final thoughts?
I'm ready. I'm looking at flights to Indiana. I want to see Caitlin Clark play. I want to see, a couple of games this year. Like I really want to go drive down, see some Sparks games. I want to hit New York to see some Liberty, and really for sure want to see Caitlin Clark play this year.
Yep. And we're going to be here. Be sure to like, be sure to comment, be sure to subscribe as we are going to follow WNBA. But also do your part. Make sure to watch some games, support these women, as what they're doing is really awesome. And the league is just so talented right now. So be sure to be supportive.
WNBA League Pass, $35 for the whole season. It is worth it. There's also a student discount. Go online, find it. It's $20 for the full season. You get every WNBA game. It's going to be worth it.
Yep. And again, like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to show your support for this pod as well. All right. But until next time, later.
See ya.